Well, if you watched Al Gore's live Earth concert this weekend, or as I like to call it, Crapapalooza, then you must have been thinking, what the heck is the carbon footprint on this thing? Well, I've got just a few of the numbers. According to a London newspaper, the Daily Mail, the artists traveled a combined 222,624 miles to get to the various concerts. That is nearly 9 times the circumference of the planet. And I'm assuming they didn't get there by Prius. Whole lot of airplane fuel there. Total carbon footprint of the event likely to be at least 31,500 tons of carbon emissions, according to John Buckley of carbonfootprint.com. Question is, would it have been better for the environment to, I don't know, just like make a quilt out of hemp and just pass it around or something? Joining me now is Michael Brune, Executive Director for Rainforest Action Network. Mike, a lot of people, a lot of environmentalists, not just, typical skeptics like me, are saying that Live Earth a little hypocritical, seeing that Madonna has the carbon footprint of, I think it's 14,000 people in the country where she adopted her son. Did you find it a little hypocritical at all?
No, I mean, you can make some criticisms if you want, but I think that we should probably be applauding these people who stood up and took a stand to fight climate change and to make the country and the world a better place.
So do you buy into indulgences? I'm sorry, not indulgences, offsets?
I think that offsets are probably a nice gesture, but they're more of a distraction than anything else.
Don't you find them to be, it was a Freudian slip there to call them indulgences. That's what the Catholic Church was selling for forgiveness. Yeah, well, you just pay me this money and then we'll forgive it, and it doesn't really change anything. Yeah. Is that, as an environmentalist, when you look at the list of the 4 things or the 7 things they ask you to do, they ask you to change 4 incandescent light bulbs in your house, shop for energy-efficient appliances, shut off electrical equipment in use, take public transport or carpool at least once a week. There's nowhere in here about vegetarianism or anything like that would make a real impact on the environment.
Yeah, and I think that if there's criticisms of the concert, it could be that the focus could be on the things that matter the most. But I wouldn't criticize the artist who performs. I think the most important thing is to focus on the biggest sources of greenhouse gases, like cars and coal.
But that's not true. But Mike, see, you've bought into it. That is not the main cause. It is animal gases that it produces more CO2 than any of the cars that we're driving.
Sounds like a bunch of bull to me, Glenn. I think that the biggest source of greenhouse gases, it's a fact, is coal-fired power plants. One of the points in the platform is to enact a moratorium on new coal-fired power, which to me seems like the best way to go because we can produce clean energy or we can save energy and not produce any of the pollution.
Are you for nuclear power?
No, of course not.
Oh, of course not. It's clean energy. Of course you wouldn't be for that.
Well,
France is 80% nuclear energy. I thought everybody loves France.
It's clean energy if you don't factor in the threat of nuclear proliferation or what a terrorist might do to a nuclear power plant.
Okay.
The best way to produce energy is by saving it. In that way, we all win.
That's saving it. It's not producing it, Michael.
Right.
It's a difference. But we'll talk about this some other time. Thanks a lot, Michael. I appreciate it. Coming up next, a story you're not going to see anyplace else. Gas prices. Weird. Where did all the hype go? Why the national average still is at $3 a gallon for no